Western Cape Police announced on Monday that more officers will be sent to the hotspots in the Cape Flats. This follows a series of violent incidents, including murders and attempted murder. Communities in Mitchell's Plain, Bishop Lavis, Philippi, Ravensmead and Elsie's River have been particularly affected by the surge in violence. Newzroom Afrika reporter Nasiphi is in Mitchell's Plain and joins us live. Nasiphi, a good morning to you. There's been quite a lot of concern in that area. What is the community saying, particularly to the measures that have been taken to try and curb this?
Well, Gwen, a majority of the communities that you mentioned there or listed that will be getting these additional resources when it comes to SAPS members, majority of them fall under the Cape Flats. We know that the Cape Flats in Cape Town is historically notorious for its gun violence or gang violence, if we may put it that way. Yesterday we were in Hanover Park speaking to residents there who are highlighting that they do believe, or rather they feel, that they are being held hostage by the ongoing gun violence in that particular community, and called on authorities to do more. And basically, or rather on the 25th of March, SAPS in the province indicated that they will be bolstering the numbers in those particular communities in Hanover Park and Mitchell's Plain, among many others. But to talk to us more about how the community actually feels about these numbers, or rather police members being added, additional police members being added to the community, I'm joined by Lynn Phillips here. Lynn, are you in any way surprised by the increase of gun violence in these communities, particularly in Mitchell's Plain? And do you think that these additional members on the ground will have some sort of effect in bringing that number down?
Good morning to you and good morning to your members. I am not surprised with the request for or the deployment of extra members. What we've picked up in Beacon Valley, specifically where gun violence was prevalent, that we have Operation Sanela there, but what we are seeing is that they are static and not moving around. They're standing on a particular park, and for us that is not going to assist us, because our view is very clear as the Cape Flats Safety Forum that they need to move around, do stop and searches, because it's only through stop and searches that you will retrieve some firearms, or if they do lockdown and do search and seizure, they would be able to pick up firearms in these particular areas. I doubted that there is a comfort from communities, because communities still feel the brunt of the gang violence because it's continuous. What we also picked up now, that stabbing has become an increase in Mitchell's Plain as well. So your violent crimes might not be used by a gun or killed by a gun, but there is the sword, like in Tafelberg, knife violence. So that is, for me, as dangerous weapons. So if they move around and do stop and searches, that will be assisted in retrieving those, what you call it, weapons from these guys.
Quickly for us, Lynn, the issue of weapons in this community is something that is quite a sore point.
Yes. Let me say, at this police station, 15 firearms and 8 imitation guns went missing between Mitchell's Plain and ballistics, forensics ballistics. Now we are asking, as the Cape Flats Safety Forum, between who did the police arm with those firearms? Now people will tell me, yes, it's an imitation gun. A gun is a gun. Whether it's an imitation gun and it's a normal gun, a gun is a gun. The effect is the same. So we are asking, we welcome the fact that they have suspended 5 members, because that we only got through the media. We would like to know the 5 members that were suspended. We know there's the law, labor processes that followed that. We don't want the names, we want to know the ranks. And there's a reason why we're asking what is the ranks of these 5 people. Because as the Cape Flats Safety Forum, we are of the opinion there's a syndicate operating. So we want to know, did they have impact into the syndicate that is operating from Mitchell's Plain Police Station? The second thing that we're having a challenge with is that the station commander was transferred. Now I'm asking, he's ultimately responsible for the effectiveness of running a station. How could he be transferred when he failed in his duties at Mitchell's Plain?
Lynn, we're going to have to leave it there, but Lynn Phillips there from the Cape Flats Safety Forum, a magnitude of issues when it comes to violence and safety of residents in this particular community, like many others on the Cape Flats. Police indicating that they'll be bolstering members on the ground to tackle attempted murders, including the gun violence that we're seeing in various communities in the metro. One of those communities which doesn't fall under the Cape Flats is Kraaifontein, and we will be speaking to SAPS later on the day to answer some of the questions that Lynn has raised, that the issue of gun violence is a sore point in the community of the Cape, or rather in Mitchell's Plain, and also the fact that guns went missing in this particular station, and they believe that heads need to be rolled, or rather heads need to roll, and there needs to be some sort of accountability, as this incident is not the first one. The community says that in 2017 they suffered a similar fate where a number of firearms went missing at this particular police station, and they are yet to receive any update and measures to be put in place.
Well, thank you so much, Nasiphi. Same. We'll definitely be touching base with you a little bit later on to hear indeed what the police services have to say in response to the questions asked by the community.